future I saw in a vivid dream, that the hour is soon coming when men will become machines. A new one world order will rise and then demand that all the world's people receive their scientific brand. I saw a tiny free program, computer chips so thin, implanted in men's foreheads underneath their skin, linking all its bearers to the system's central brain. The master computer that over them will reign. Watch us for 666 and the computer chip that is designed to strip you on your self-control. Don't sell yourself.
Shalom. Shalom, Yasharallah. Before we start, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well, the only ones certified to teach the 100% truth of the Bible. And to give a sincere shalom to all the Akim out there, pushing out this word in truth and sincerity. And a sincere shalom to all the Akwat out there, learning in silence. My name is Binosh Napasha. I'm back with another video, Lord willing. It's edifying to the elect out there. To all y'all, for allowing me to have the spirit to make this video. Now, as you just saw, there's a video. It's an old video, circa late 80s, early 90s, talking about watch out for the 666 mark, And, a lot of people don't know what the 666 mark is, even though, even all the way back then, we were talking about it. And, where it came from was the Apostle Elders. They've been talking about it since the 60s, really, the Apostle Elders. So, just want to bring out a couple of precepts just talking about it. Because like that song, that music video showed, that it was going to be the chip from a computer. Now, if you look back in those times, actually, let's see, size of computers in late 80s. What am I thinking of? Even further ones. So let's look at the smallest computers in the late 80s. The smallest computer, that was as small as it could get, really, for an actual computer. That's a calculator. And a calculator has like a limited function. It can't really do everything. The smallest computer was about, I want to say the size of a laptop or like a big desktop speaker. Like me, I got studio speakers. That was the smallest computers were back then. So, they didn't have really small technology like how we have it now. The chip that's in this iPhone is, actually, let's go ahead and look at that. I got the iPhone 15, so what is that? Pro Max chip. It's the A17 Pro. 16-bit ARM-based system, right? Built on a 3-nanometer process. So basically, the 3-nanometer process is the first commercially available chip which allows for greater transistor density and improved performance and efficiency, which means that it can just do a lot, basically. So basically, this chip is in charge of being able to show graphics and efficiency. This is the reason why, the phones are so smooth and can handle so much, like all the gaming stuff, a lot of processing, Like the phone itself is fast. The internet connection, that may be a whole different thing. So understand, like, when you get these programs and whatnot, the chip can handle damn near everything that's being thrown at it. It's just whatever else is attached to. It's like having a car with a really great engine, but the road that it's on is limiting its speed, So that's probably the best way to make that make sense. But basically, these chips, this little A17 Pro, this thing is so ridiculously fast. Transistor count. How many was it? 19 billion transistors inside of this phone. Inside of this one chip. 19 billion. That means on a super small scale, this is how many, let me show you what a transistor is. Good Lord. This phone is so fast and it's always going against me. I can't even hit this X. It's annoying. Transistor. Oh, good Lord. It doesn't want me to. In a computer, a transistor is a fundamental semiconductor device that acts as a microscopic element switch or amplifier. It controls the flow of electrical signals, enabling computers to process and store information by manipulating electrical currents. Essentially, a transistor acts like a light switch, either allowing or blocking the flow of electricity. So what's so important about being able to understand what a transistor is inside of this is letting you know how much power it's actually really utilizing. And just inside of the phone itself, it's showing you there's 19 billion of these inside of just the iPhone, the 15 Pro Max. That's the exact model that I have. 19 billion of these light switches that are controlling all the electricity. This is why the phone runs so smooth. It can handle so much. This is why this phone was the one that they started putting a lot of AI into, because AI needs a lot of power in order to be able to use it. And this is the chipset that first allowed it to be able to run all this AI programs, So that's just an understanding of, like, a little bit of understanding of computers and how it works. Back then in the 80s, when that song came out, it wasn't able to handle all that. They didn't have the technology to deal with that. But you can understand how they also understood the 666 mark is that small implantable device the size of a grain of rice. All right, and it's gonna have a lot of computing power. All right, that computing power needs to be able to handle everything. That's why computers are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. All right, because back then a computer was the size of an entire room. Basically, it took up the entire room. You talk to some people when they first saw computers shrinking, they didn't understand. When you try to sell them a computer, they were like, I don't have space for a computer, because it took up the entire house just to be able to display some ones and zeros. But now it's getting to the point where it's shrinking, And I want to start this out with Revelation 13 and 16, of course. Let me bring this one out. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads. It's like it. So that's the mark. That's where the mark is actually going to happen. And in order for that that implantable device, you look at the Neuralink implant. This is where the size is now. It's about to get even smaller than that. And this was, I don't even It's not too long ago. I believe this is less than a year ago. But this is that chip that they're implanting in people. It's not the only one. There is brain chip implant technology. Neuralink is just the main one, like Versace or Prada or whatever, whatever. Like, it's like the main brand one. Just like how there's a great value for like basically the same thing, just at a cheaper price that doesn't do the exact same. It's Neuralink is like the Jordans of the brain chip, because there's gonna be even smaller ones, from other companies. Everybody's gonna be tapping into this, bioengineering kind of stuff. It won't just be Neuralink that's also doing this. There's other companies that do it as well. In fact, brain chip companies. You can look at all the companies. Neuralink, Neurable, Paradromics, Synchron Inc., BlackRock, Neurotech, Emotive, Kernel, Precision Neuroscience, BrainGate Neuroscience. These are all these companies that deal with creating bioengineering for the chip, And it's gonna be these brain chips, basically, all right? All these different brands. Let me continue on that. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark on the name of the beast or the number of his name. And this is basically pledging yourself to that. That's having that mark of the beast on your, that's pledging yourself to the mark of the beast. All right? Now, if you go here to Revelation 14, verse 9. Slacky, I got a new Bible and this thing is stuck together. Revelation 14 and 9. All right, I'm going to start reading here. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark on his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. Which basically means if you go ahead and take that chip, you are doomed for destruction. All right? There is no that's what indignation means. So let's actually go ahead and look that up too. It's like here. Indignation. Meaning anger or annoyance provoked by what is perceived as unfair treatment. Hold on. It's like here. Let's go back. We're gonna go to the Adam Online. See, Adam Online actually makes sense. Indignation. Rage, disrespect. Come on now. Indignation, displeasure, a provocation, a cause for indignation, noun of an action of a past particle, stem of indignaring, regard as unworthy or angry, displeased at. Okay? So like here. Yeah, the fury, rage, disrespect, indignation, displeasure, or provocation, cause for indignation. So basically, a righteous rage. Actually, yeah, let's go ahead and get that in the 14. Yeah, in the NLT, and the third angel followed them, shouting, anyone who worships the beast and his statue, or who accepts his mark on his forehead and the hand, must drink the wine of God's anger. That's what indignation is righteous anger. All right. In fact, we go to the interlinear. Drink of the wine of the wrath, thymos, passion, angry, heat, anger forthwith boiling up as soon as subsiding again. All right. So it's a boiling rage. That's what indignation is, a boiling rage, you know, and it's the Lord's rage. And you know everything the Lord does is righteous, all right? There's no, you can't argue against the Heavenly Father and win. So everything he does is going to be righteous. There's nothing you could bring to him where you are correct in this thing, you know? So it's a righteous anchor, all right? Because you're serving something that's not him. And the Lord is a jealous power, you know? Scriptures describe Proverbs 3 and 6. Oh, it's Proverbs 6:30. Yeah, we can start at verse 32. Now understand, there's different levels to this thing, all right? So it's not just, so we're tapped into, we live on a physical level, but there's also a spiritual aspect to things as well. So adultery is the physical version of idolatry to the Lord. Us worshiping any other god is because we're likened unto a woman to the Lord, right? So if we were to, meaning the dynamic of the relationship, we lean on the Lord for everything, just like a woman leans on a man for everything, right? So if a woman were to go and lean on another man, that's committing adultery. So if we were to go ahead and serve anything else really, because there is no other gods, but if we would serve anything else like it was our God, that's idolatry. So in order to make that make sense, verse 32, but whoso committeth adultery with the woman that lacketh understanding, he that doeth so destroyeth his own soul. So now down here, verse 34, for jealousy is the rage of a man, therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. All right. So this is talking about physical adultery, but it's not that different from idolatry as well, you know? So if we go ahead and worship the beast system, or get this mark, right? This chip, if we go ahead and, that's trusting in Esau, that's putting your trust in horses rather than chariots, all right? That's showing Yahweh Shem Yahushai that you don't care about him, that you would rather do things on your own accord and listen to Esau, who's meant to go in. He's meant to be destroyed after all of this, you know? So, in fact, let me go ahead and get this real quick. So, you can bear with me. Yeah, I guess I can do it here as well. Let's say, 34. Yeah, Isaiah 34 and 5. Oh yeah, for my sword, let's go ahead, start right here. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven, behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. All right, that's Idumea is so like I know it means Edom. All right, that's the Edomites. That's like all the tribe of Edom, basically. Like Yasharallah is the tribe of Israel. Idumea is the tribe of Edom, you know? So, or if a brother could correct me on that, to make that make a little bit more sense. But I know it's talking about the Edomites there, right? Now, verse 8, if you jump down here, for it is the day of the Lord's vengeance and the year of recompenses for the controversies of Zion. All right? That's what's coming to the heathen nations. And, that's what I wanted to get. If I go back here, this Bible has made this so much more interesting. My videos are about to change a little bit just from doing this. Revelation 19. Go to verse 20. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, which he deceived them which have received the mark of the beast, and them that worship his image. These both were cast alive into the lake of fire, burning with brimstone. And that's talking about the ICBM missiles that are coming to burn Babylon, which is America. All right. So all these nukes that the world is holding on to, that's what the Lord is going to use to completely make this place desolate, you know? Like it says, they were both cast alive. They were thrown alive into the lake of burning. In fact, let me go ahead and get that in the NLT. Oh. So like, yeah. 19 and 20, Revelation 19 and 20. And the beast was captured, and with him the false prophet who did mighty miracles on the behalf of the beast. You know, right? So who's the false prophet that did mighty miracles on behalf of the beast? It's Esau, man. According to this place, he used everything. Well, he used his birthright, which was the sword, you know, causing death and destruction and whatnot, to manipulate everybody around him to get the blessing back that he sold for a bowl of soup, basically. Well, not basically, but that's what it is, right? So in order for him to be in charge, he's basically holding this weapons that we can't even be able to create. All these nukes and I've seen crazy videos of weaponry that is. There are ships with guns on them attached to them, that rail guns that shoot a piece of metal 7,000 miles per hour. Not even the actual bullet, just they have. It's not a properly working rail gun, but they're getting very close to being able to have one. You know, it's in the army. They're using that to stay in power, because how are you going to fight against that? Against the nuke, against these railguns, against all these weapons? You know, whoever was carrying the biggest stick was able to control everybody. There's a saying that one man with a gun can control 100 people who don't have a gun, basically, you know? Because nobody wants to get hit with it. You know, you could all charge, but as soon as it's aimed at you, it's like, oh, whoa, I don't want no smoke. So basically, yeah, keep reading on. Who did mighty miracles on behalf of the beast, miracles that deceived all who had accepted the mark. Now, a lot of people are under the pretense that, oh, there's no mark. It's just they get to live how they want, and that they're going to be in this how they wish to be. That they don't have to worry about the Lord. And Esau made it that way with Christianity, tearing down the idea of you actually have to first off, proper understanding of the Lord, being that he's an austere man. He doesn't play around. Second of all, that you can come as you are when that's not the case. The Lord said, first count that cost, you know. If thou come to serve me, prepare thy heart for temptation. Through much tribulation shall ye enter the kingdom. That is the standard for being in this. The servant's not greater than the master. So we're going to have to follow in the footsteps of Yahushua, who laid his life for us. So why wouldn't we also have to deal with things? It's not just, you can come as you are and you're okay. No. And it's not even everybody. Esau has made everybody believe that it's for everybody to be saved. And that's not the case. All right? Isaiah 46 talks about how the Lord only knew Israel, the descendants of Jacob. Now, if you're not a descendant of Jacob, wouldn't that not show you that you're not a part of it? Not everybody can be a descendant of Jacob. Jacob didn't give birth to all life. He just gave birth to Israel. Well, he carried Israel, you know? So it's not... Anyway. Both, miracles that deceived all who had accepted the mark. Because what is he doing with that brain chip, man? He's saying, oh, we can go ahead and cure people who are blind. We're going to make people be able to walk again, or who were lame that couldn't walk. We're going to reattach all these surgeries. You'll be able to have basically have your phone, wallet, passport, all that stuff on you. You never have to touch anything like that again. No security codes, no nothing. All of this, he's using it as a way to sell convenience so that people get, so that they can have a comfort in getting it. Because it's really hard to sell somebody on, put this in your body, you know? It's one thing if you just have it in your house, but put it in your body. It's way different, especially if it's a foreign object like technology, you know? But this is the way that he is deceiving you. Look at all the days of old. It used to be just cash. Then it was, here's this plastic credit card. Then it was, here's the same card, but let's put the chip in it. Then that chip is now an RFID chip that's able to be just a tap to pay. Now it's also on your phones. Now it's tap to pay there. Oh, instead of having to use your phone, now you can use your palm like they do in the Amazon store and in Whole Foods. And they got this AI stuff in certain gas stations. You just put your you put the product on top of the thing and the camera recognizes it. The AI processes it and it tells you what it is. No barcodes needed. It knows what it wants. It's a selling of convenience to make it easier for you to just, I could just do this and never have to worry about it. In those Amazon stores, you literally just walk in with a cart, put all the stuff in the cart. You don't go to a checkout store. The camera looks at everything you're grabbing. The AI is making a thing. It grabs your face. It grabs your face. It shows exactly where your account is and then goes ahead and charges you directly. So you just walk out the building, never interacting with anybody. And for a lot of people who are socially dead, basically, that can't talk to nobody, they're gonna love that. I don't gotta talk to nobody. I can just walk in, grab my shit, and get out. It's a selling of convenience. It's this way to deceive you to get the mark. This is how it happens, you know? Both the beast and the false prophet were thrown alive into the fiery lake of the burning sulfur. All right, that's the intercontinental ballistic missiles. All right, that's all these stupid strong nukes with 50 megatons of TNT with about like 30 warheads inside of them each that are ready to be sent from one continent to another in less than 2 minutes. All right, these are all these missiles that are coming here in order to lay waste to everybody who takes part in it, you know? And there's a way out of it. Just don't take it. Just don't take it. You know? This is where you go ahead and you pray to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You repent. You beg for forgiveness. You know? You change your ways. You do whatever you can to offend less. You beg for mercy. And you walk in this thing, and then you teach what you know consistently. You don't turn a back on it, you know? Hey, let me see. Revelation 20 verse 4, because that's what we got to look for. That's what and the elect is going to go through this let me get it here. And I saw on thrones, and they have sat upon them. The judgment was given unto them, and I saw souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, and for the word of the Heavenly Father, which had not worshipped the beast, neither its image, neither had received its mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years. And that's the point, man. That's, so you can see, taking that chip is destruction. There's no coming back from that. It's a righteous indignation, that anger that's going to fall upon you. You're going to take part in that destruction. You take that chip. But if you don't, and if you pledge yourself to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and you do all the workings as you're commanded to, we're not going to be able to do all of it. But if you put your absolute best effort into it, you have higher chances of being part of the elect, you know, just based on these scriptures. Because some are already put to death. Some of the elect members are already dead on this side, you know. But they're like it says, souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua. In some cases you're gonna lose your life. But the scriptures say, fear not those who can kill the body versus whom that can kill the soul. All right. Esau is going to be put inside of that second death, or his soul is going to be killed. He's never to come back. You should worry about who's doing that. That's Yahweh that's doing that. Don't worry about Esau that's going to go ahead and destroy the flesh. The Lord will give you a new body. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about this broken, beat-up Honda Civic that you got when the Lord's trying to give you a UFO. Don't even worry about this little shit. It doesn't matter, you know? But hey, that's all I really had for right now. It was a quick video. All willing, it was edifying. Quick, straight and to the point. Again, if any brothers see that things could be more concise, please let me know. I'm always willing to grow. Hey, actually, you know what? I may have one more that I want to bring out. Now that I think about it. Yeah, why not? Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach, chapter 2, verse 7. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside lest you fall. Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. All right? Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good and everlasting joy and mercy. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that call upon him? For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy and long suffering and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins and saveth in the time of affliction. So this is just saying, hey, don't just keep the good fight going. It's hard, but it's necessary, like Azaria be saying. All right? It's hard, but it's necessary. And you fight in that fight. The Lord's saying, don't worry, I got you. No matter how hard it gets, I got you. You were meant to win as long as you continue to stay with the winning side. It's really that simple. The Lord is showing you exactly what you need to do to not fail and exactly what you need to do in order to win. And he's saying, just do it. So just do it, you know? It's a very simple thing, this thing of ours. We tend to muck it up. But, hey, this is just staying focused, you know? Verse 1, my son, thou come to serve me, prepare thy soul for temptation. Understand, it's going to get difficult. It's going to be a hard time up in this. But we got the Lord on our side, so let's use him to our advantage. Nobody else got him. The heathen nations, they don't got them. If they're not a part of if they're not part of Israel, they don't have a chance. All right? Now, we don't know who's of the elect, but we're trying to train our spirits to move like the elect, you know? Colossians 3:12, put on therefore as the elect of God and holy and beloved, bowels of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind, and meekness and long suffering, forbearing one another and forgiving one another. If any man have a quarrel against you, even as Hamashiach forgave you, also do ye. So these are little steps that we need to take to do our best to move as an elect member, you know? We don't know if we're part of that number, but we hope, you know? So, hey, don't make it more complicated than it needs to be. The Lord made it very simple for us, so let's make it simple for ourselves as well. All right? Lord willing, this was edifying. Shalom, Yasharallah. A day closer to the end. All right? These days are passing by mad quick. I mean, at this point, it's starting to feel like naps in between Saturday camps, because it really don't feel like a lot's happening. But hey, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is on our side. Let's use him. All right? My name is Banash Pasha. Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect out there. Shalom Yosharallah. If I don't see you tomorrow, Lord willing, I see you on the chair. Shalom.